All you need is your phone. What's up, everybody? It's itsSeanDaniel here, marketer and entrepreneur. And today I want to show you guys how you can make Instagram quotes right from your phone. And you don't need any Photoshop, extreme technical skills, anything like that. It's extremely simple for anybody to make professional looking Instagram posts with quotes through this process I'm going to show you. Now, why would you even want to make quotes for Instagram? Well, I've been using them with my clients and I use them on my Instagram as well. And they're such a simple and efficient way to share your message, share something you want to share, and start to build a certain brand theme around a certain niche. And you can do it so efficiently, especially with how I'm going to show you. You don't have to sit and, like most other Instagram posts, shoot a video, get good lighting, possibly take a photo of yourself, mess with the photo. None of that. You can just instantly, no matter who you are, share, write something that you want to write, put it on a quote, make it look nice, and put it out there and have it look professional, clean, and relay a certain message that you want to relay to try to build a certain brand you want to build. Now, the reason you want to make these Instagram quotes and not do what many people do, especially in the political realm, is take screenshots of their tweets and put them on Instagram. The reason you don't want to do that is because it just looks lazy. I mean, you just took something from another platform, Twitter, and then threw it onto Instagram. It doesn't look great, it doesn't build a specific brand theme, and it looks unprofessional, to be honest, especially when everybody else is doing it. Because we don't want to be like everybody else. We want to stand out, have a specific brand, and make sure that when people see our posts, they know, oh man, that's that person's post immediately. When they see my post, I want them to know that's Sean's post. When they see one of my clients' posts, I want them to know it's exactly which client it is based on the theme we're building. And you can't do that if you take a screenshot of your tweet. And these quotes don't have to be extremely intricate. They can just be about your brand, what you want to portray, the certain topic with which your brand is related. And if you have a Twitter, you can even take some of your great tweets that really do well and get a lot of likes and retweets and just take the text from those tweets and put them on this Instagram quote template that we're going to create. And to make these Instagram quotes, we're going to use an app called Phonto, Phonto. And this is a free app on Android and iOS. But to use all the features that we're going to use right here in this video, it's $1.99 to get their image pack, I think it's called. And, you know, that's a hell of an investment for only $2 to be able to continually and consistently make professional looking Instagram quotes, which you can also share on your Facebook if you're trying to build something there as well. But this is pretty minimal investment to be able to continually make great quotes. So we open up the app right here, Phonto, Phonto, and we're going to tap this top right icon up here of an image, right? So up there. Now there's two options here. You can load a new image from your device, like an actual photo you took or you found online. Let's say you want a backdrop of a mountain, of the ocean, the sky, yourself, whatever the heck it is. You can use that right here and then put text on top of that photo. But within this app, you can't really adjust the colors or anything of your backdrop photo, like let's say if you're loading that new image from your device. I might make another video showing you guys how to adjust photos on your phone, but there's a ton of apps out there where you can do that. But in this one, we're just going to show you guys how to use a plain image where you can create a certain color scheme and simply make quotes, pump them out that provide value to your audience. So we're going to go to use plain image at the bottom. Now right here, we got a bunch of templates that we can use. Okay, if I keep scrolling down, this is a sample of how your backdrop is going to look. So I can use this circle up here, an arrow, that's weird. I can use this double red in the middle on the left, where it has a darker red border. And all of these templates, it's not going to be set in that color, but it's going to be set in, not set, but it starts in that layout with a certain border or lines. And you can adjust the color and even the whole layout, but let's just go up here to blank one, the black. So at the top we see a certain size, W 2048 by height 2048. Now I can tap that and adjust it. I can have like the third one down where the height is bigger than the width if I want a taller Instagram post that's not necessarily the 1:1 ratio, or I can just select the given one that it's given me, 2048 by 2048, so I have the highest resolution possible, and that's what we're going to go with here. But you can select anything on this list. So right up here I can change my color by tapping color. Now I have a there's preset options if I continue to scroll through this all these different colors. I can just tap. It's going to make it orange. Tap, make it purple. Or I can adjust it to specific liking. So let's say I want the red, but I want it a little brighter. I want maybe a little pinkish tint to it. You can adjust it exactly how you want. This example, I just want to show you guys a kind of patriotic looking USA color scheme, red, white, and blue. It's just simple. And since I do a lot of work with political clients, it's kind of relevant. So we're going to go with blue. Now, there's all these rows right here, this row right here that says blue and then empty, empty, empty. That's our different layers. So if I go to the first empty slot and I hit color empty, I want to create a color. Let's do red. I want it a little darker. Okay, done. So now the color that is all the way to the left, that blue, that's going to be my background color. And you have all these different swatches down below that I'm sliding through. And I have the red selected, mind you. So the red, whatever I tap on, is going to be created in that shape or that theme. Now down below, whatever is white means that's what's going to become transparent and have the color to the left of it, in this case the blue, show through. So let's say I want a blue border with a red inside. I'm going to tap the border where the border is white on my red and it's in front of the blue, so then blue shows through. But if I come over here and tap the full gray square where there's no white border at all, becomes red. So you can make a ton of different combinations with this. I mean, you guys can go through this on your own. There's, I mean, so many different ideas you can do just based on different things you want to do with quotes or whatever. You can, the options are limitless. So this is a small border. Here's a big border. I'm just going to go with the small one for now. So the first thing we want to do, we don't want to hit use, we want to hit save. So if you want this template, this exact thing where you can change colors, so next time I load it, let's say I don't want the dark blue, I want a green. I can just instantly load this template, right? And have my red set. I'm going to hit save. So it just saved my template successfully. If I scroll, if I go to the top where it says templates, I go to my template, tap it, my templates, and there it is. Boom. And just in case, let's say you add an extra color, like a green or whatever. I'm just using examples here. Okay, and you don't like how it looks, right? And you want to get rid of it. All you do is just tap and hold on it. And then, are you sure you want to delete the object? Remove. Bam, it's gone. So let's start and use this and start making our quote. So what we have here, we have this, we're going to tap this pencil, and this is our text. This is where we can enter in our quote. But before we add the quote, what we want to do, and what I highly recommend, what I do with all my clients, what I do with myself, is we add our username to this quote. And we can do this, we can add our username to all our videos, every other type of post we do. One, so people know as soon as they're scrolling, they know exactly whose post that is. Now they should know that by the brand theme and visual theme of your content, but it's another step for people to instantly know, oh man, that's Sean's post, or that's Bob's post. They know immediately that it's your post. Secondly, if people like what you posted, or your quote, or whatever it is, especially a quote where your face is not shown, and people repost that, the person who reposted it can't necessarily get credit for the post, and all of their followers know that the post was from you because it has your username on it. Therefore, you gain more followers, your reach gets bigger, so on and so on. So let's add that username first. So mine is @itsSeanDaniel. Now the options right here, we can change the alignment. So if I hit done, this is aligning to the left of my box. Meaning, if I go back to text, I can tap through and it's going to align left, center, or right. And I want it in the center. And now I can tap font and I can pick whatever font I want. I can go for a elegant font, I can go for a script font, I can go for a bold font, whatever the heck I want. There's a ton of options on this app, Fonto, which is amazing. And all the apps, all the fonts, I believe, are free. So let's say I don't like any of these fonts, or there's just or there's a specific font that I like using. I can go to my font up here and tap how to install fonts. It's going to show you exactly how you can install a specific font that you like. You can download it off your computer, or maybe you have it on your computer. Meaning you can download it off the internet, or maybe you have it on your computer. And it's going to show you exactly how to put it on this phone and put it on the app so you can use that font. But we're just going to go back to all. All right, let's say Duke Phil. God, that looks horrible. I'm sorry. All right, I don't want to waste you guys' time. So let's go. At itsSeanDaniel. Here we go. I found my font. Now I'm going to hit done. So now I can tap on this guy and just move it all around with my finger. First, if I ever want to go back and edit it, I hit text. And I can change it. Let's say I misspelled it. Okay, I hit done. Now, what I want to do is, there's a ton of different options. I'm going to go through, we already went through font. You can change the font type. We already did that. Hit back. Size, I can move this scroller up and down, or I can hit up incrementally or down incrementally. I'm going to make it small because I want this at the bottom of my screen as my @name, my branding. Another cool little thing you can do is I can tilt this. So let's say I have my main quote that I want like on an angle or something, even a slight angle. I can tilt it around. This is really cool. But I don't want that, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to tap this back to 0. So now we can hit move. So I can incrementally move this to the right by hitting this arrow, up, hitting the arrow. Let me show you guys so you can see. I'm gonna move this up here. So I can hit one of these arrows down, over, up, to the side. You get the point. Or I can, let me get it exactly up here. I can hit this A at the bottom and center it horizontally. Or I can center it vertically by hitting the other A. Boom. And it's dead center in the middle of my photo. Now we're going to use that later for our quote if we want it right in the center. But right now I want this at the bottom. So I'm going to drag it down to about where I think I like it. And I'm going to hit move again and make sure it's centered horizontally. So bam. I'm going to move that down just a bit. Now we're all set. I'm going to go into the style and a bunch of other fun things you guys can do with the actual quote that we're going to put on here. So instead of just starting to make my quote right here, let's say I really want to use this template. I want my name, my @name to look exactly the same. I might want to change the color, but I want it to be exactly the same like this. Now if I don't want to change the color, I can just right now hit that top button that looks like a disc and I can hit save. And this way I can save this as an image and I can always use it so my @name, my layout looks exactly the same and all I do is add in the quote. But I might want to change the color of my template that we showed before. I might want to change the red and blue to something else, green and black, I don't know. And therefore, you might want to change the color of your username at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on this, and I want to get the exact font I have, which is Homestead Inline at the top, and keep track of that. So I'm going to write it down. Now, what is the exact size of this guy on here? So we're going to go to size. Okay, it's a 27. And I know generally it's at the bottom of the screen, it's centered, so I don't need to, I know the general position of it, so I can duplicate it again. So this way I have my font and my size written down. So this way I can reuse my template, the red and blue, change it to a different color, and instantly recreate the size and exact font of my username so all of my photos look exactly the same with the branding and the layout. So let's say I have that all set, I load in my itsSeanDaniel, type it in with the font and size that I want. So let's just leave it as white. Now we're going to put in our quote. So I'm going to tap this pencil, and I'm going to show you guys a bunch of cool styles you can add to this. So let's put in my quote. Don't ever use Twitter screenshots on Instagram. So if I hit done, first we're going to line it center. I'm going to hit done, and you're like, what happened? If I go back to the text, it looks like it's on 2 lines. Hit done, and it's on 1 line. What the heck is going on? Well, I'm going to hit text to edit it, and you have to physically hit enter in order to create different lines. So I'm going to go after use, I'm going to hit backspace and then enter. Twitter screenshots, enter. And I'm going to hit done. So now I got it how I want it. Now obviously this is a little too big, so we're going to go into size. I'm going to hit move, get it centered. That's a little too big. Now obviously this theme doesn't look tremendous right now, but I just want to show you guys the different possibilities and just get this out there. You can mess with themes, have them look really clean, color layout, everything like that. But this is just for demonstration. So we're going to go in here and I'm going to tap on my font. Now this is where it's really cool. So we can mess with the styles, and there's a ton of styles you can edit with this to really have your text look exactly how you want. So I can go into style right here and I have my text color. I can pick a certain color on here, black. I can even go with like a certain blue. But as we already noted, once you get what you want, you can always slide stuff around, right? And alpha down here, that controls the opacity or how much it's see-through. So for instance, if I had a white and I just wanted it a little see-through in some instance, I don't know when you want that, but certain instances, you can scroll down alpha and it's kind of see-through. Now there's a bunch of things we can do right here just with the text color. We can go down to create color pattern, and we can actually create a color pattern where each different character is a different color. I'm gonna go white. So you see this white right here is selected up top next to the pink, and I'm gonna tap on white. And I can change the color, and you see the letters change up top. Now I'm gonna change this pink to black, okay? Obviously this doesn't look that great, but I'm just showing you guys the full capabilities of this app and what you can do. So for instance, remember the alpha? We can drag it down, all this different stuff. Now you don't have to just do character by character where it changes. So we're gonna hit done. I'm gonna show you guys what it does. So that's what it looks like. Go back to style, go back to create color pattern, and instead we can tap on character by character, and we can do a gradient from left to right or from top to bottom, left to right. See how that looks? And we can even add multiple gradients. So if I can tap this plus button next to the black and white and create a white again. There's so many things. And if I want to get rid of it, I tap and hold on it, hit remove. But I'm going to hit done just to show you guys what's possible. And you also actually first have these 3 little bars on the left. And those are options of different color patterns. So you got different greens that fade, blues, red, obviously we're not going to do that, yellows, fire, there's a ton on here, right? So let's just go back to, and you can actually save patterns too down in here. So let's say I picked a certain pattern, added something, I hit save at the bottom left and it's going to save it, and I can access it through default pattern, hit my pattern, and bam, it's right there. So let's go back and put it back to black and white just so you guys can vividly see it. So I'm going to hit done, done. And see how it gradients, it fades from left to right. Other option is top to bottom. And it's going to do it for your entire text that you have selected. So we're going to go back to style. We have a bunch more we can do. We're going to tap text color at the top. We can go down to shadow. Now first let me change this back to white. I'm going to tap on that, hit remove, done, and now we're back to normal. So I'm going to hit text color, and we're going to go to shadow. Now I can create a different color shadow. I mean, I can make it pink, I can make it whatever. But first, we got to hit on alpha and slide it all the way, or to whatever degree we want. So let's make it black, okay? I want to just expand it out so you guys can see. So the first thing I can do, I can mess with the radius. And if I bring it all the way to 100, it's going to be soft and faded. Or I can bring it down to 0, right above 0, and it's going to be hard. Harder line, not as faded. I can change the position, X, which means horizontally, to the right or to the left. I can change the position Y, which is top or bottom, up or down. And then I can change the opacity, or how dark that is, through alpha, or how see-through it is. So it's all the way see-through. I slide it up all the way to 255 and it's completely dark. And like I said, I can change the colors on here. I can change it to yellow. I can change it to whatever I want. Well, let's go back to black. Put that over. Now I have my shadow. Now let's say I get done, I put out the shadow, I hit done, right? And I'm like, man, I just don't want that shadow. You go back to style, tap on text color, hit shadow. You can't like get rid of it, but you can just slide the alpha all the way down to the bottom and it's gone. So now let's go to stroke. I can add a stroke around it. I'm just going to use black for examples on here. It's not going to be cut off on the D like it is right there. So I'm going to slide the width. I can make it smaller, how big it is, all that stuff. I can pick a certain color. You guys get the drift. I can also, I don't want the stroke on there, I can also go down to background. And this is cool if you're doing, you're putting your quotes on top of a certain image or something like that where it's hard to really see what your text says. You can put a background just around your text. So I can put a black box right here and I'm gonna hit done. And you'll see there's a black box around my text. I'll go back, show you guys what else we can do with it. I can change the color, obviously, we already went through that. I can change how wide it is. I can grab my width and make it really wide where it's bigger than the text is. I can make it taller. I can round the corners. I'm going to show you guys. Hit done and see it moved it over. So I got to recenter. I'm going to hit move. And obviously that's way too big for our photo. So let's get rid of that. Go back to text color, background. And let's say I don't want any background, right? I'm just going to go back to alpha, drag it all the way down, and it's gone. I'm going to go back to background, hit spacing. Got two more to show you guys. Now I can change the spacing between my letters. I can scroll it up, make it wide, 0. I can change the spacing between each line if I want huge spacing or barely any. There's complete capabilities, which is really amazing. You guys can do this right from your phone to have all the capabilities of all the templates and all this just for $1.99. And no, I'm not getting paid to say this. And last style I want to show you guys is curving. This is cool. You can create, you'll see, I'm going to drag this angle up, down, and I can create like another curve that way, or I can go up. This is really cool. So I'm going to hit done just so you guys can see it. Obviously that doesn't work too well because you need short text individually to do that. So I'm going to go back, go to style, curving, and I'm going to bring it back to 0, tap it down. Here we go. Move, center, center. Now let's say I wanted to add another layer of text on here. I'm going to hit that pencil button and type in something, another text. And I can change the font of each individual text layer. So I can have it wherever I want it, change the style, font, whatever. Here's the real question though. So if I want to get rid of it, I tap on that layer. I don't like how that looks. I don't need that. Hit text, backspace, backspace, get rid of it all, hit done. Now it's gone. Boom. So now that we're done, we like how it looks, we have our branding, we have our quote on there. Don't ever use Twitter screenshots on Instagram. Don't ever do it. Anyway, we're all set. We're ready to go. We can hit those top 3 buttons up there. We can preview. I don't know why we'd want to preview it. We can rotate it. Settings. How we want it to save. PNG or JPEG, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we're just going to hit save. We can share it directly to something, Instagram, Twitter, but I want to save it. So we can do that by hitting save, or we can go back and hit that disk at the top and it's going to save it. Processing, save successfully. So now let's just make sure, I want to show you guys that it actually saved. Go to my gallery. And we have our Fonto app right there. Boom. Fonto, boom. Don't ever use Twitter screenshots on Instagram. And I can share that directly to Instagram right now. And so let's say we get done, we want to make another exact one using that template, but I want to change the colors. I'm going to go to the top 3 buttons, hit load image, use plain image, tap templates, my templates, red and blue, and I'm going to change the color. So I'm gonna make this like I have on my page, somewhat of a green, but I have a little gradient in there, which I don't know how to do a gradient with the background on this app. I don't think you can. I do that in Photoshop, but this is a simple way you guys can start making photos and quotes. Change this to black. I'm gonna hit use. I don't need to save it because the template's already saved. I could save it if I want these specific colors saved. So let's just do that. Save, tap it, hit use. And I'm gonna hit that pencil to put in my @ name first. And I want to go back to that same font that I had. Homestead, inline. I'm gonna hit done. And the size was 27. And I'm just gonna move it generally where I thought it was. Hit move, center align it, have it exactly where I want it. And there we go. I have the exact template, the theme, consistent theme set up as I did before, so people know that these posts are mine, they're recognizable, and I'm building a specific brand theme that people can easily recognize. And I can put in another piece of quote in here. You guys get the gist. Anyway, I highly recommend if you want to start putting out content and sharing a certain message that's simple and easy, you don't have to have such a thought through plan of your video, how your video is going to be shot, all the things that go along with that, and you just want to start sharing a message. Think about if quotes like this is a beneficial way for you to share your message, provide valuable content that your audience will enjoy. Because it's so simple, especially with Fonto. Now, you can't necessarily change each line of text to a different color, meaning where it said don't use Twitter screenshots. Like each line necessarily on my page is a different color, like green, white, green, white. I don't know how to do that in the app. I don't think you can. But at least you can start making good looking quotes that'll grab people's attention, build your own theme, and you can do it simply all with an app that's free, or if you get all the images, $1.99. In my mind, that is completely worth it for the versatility of this app. And as of right now, I'm not getting paid to say this. I've used this before and it's brought me great benefit, but if I do find an affiliate link, I might put it in the description. Hope you guys found this valuable, and I hope you at least consider using this and stop using Twitter screenshots on Instagram. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, consider subscribing. I'm going to continue to make videos about digital marketing, how you guys can grow your own brand, and how you can improve your presence online to get paid to do what you want to do and build that following that you want to build. Hope you guys got value out of this. Again, this is SeanDaniel. God bless.